welcome back to another mama related video on this channel. I'm so happy and excited to finally get to sit down to record my postpartum recovery as well as the Asian traditions that my mom had me do. So before I start, if you haven't seen my labor and delivery video, I will link that below. I explain in detail what I experienced during my entire hospital stay and how it also worked out with COVID. Moving on, I am now 11 weeks postpartum. Here's my belly progress after giving birth versus now at 11 weeks. So after giving birth, I still looked pregnant, and 11 weeks later, I still have a little bit of a belly. I still have my stretch marks and that brown line. So I'm going to start with what they give at the hospital. I do not have some of these things, so the ones that I don't, I'll just leave a photo for your reference. So the first thing they gave me was the mesh underwear, which are huge. They're kind of more like boy shorts, but they're really comfortable. Second thing were pads, and these pads were gigantic, like tea towel size, which is really good because it catches like all the blood. And I'm sorry if you hear that squeaking noise. I have no idea what that is. Probably my neighbors upstairs are doing something, but I'm so sorry, just ignore that. Another thing they gave were ice packs, which I thought were really useful. However, I did not like them too much because maybe I just shook it wrong, but I would just feel cold patches here and there, and they were barely on the spots that I needed them to be on, but that's probably my fault too for the way I shook it. They also gave Tylenol and ibuprofen for you to take, and then the last thing they gave was stool softener. They actually didn't give this to me until I asked, so if your nurse doesn't give it to you, just ask for it. You will really need it because of everything that just happened down there. Your first postpartum poop is just going to be really emotional, and for me it was scary. Like, I think I did not go for 3 days after giving birth, and when I finally went, like, I was scared, I was nervous, but then I was relieved, and then I was happy. Like, it was just an emotional time. And the stool softener that they gave me looks like this. It's called Relaxa, which I was not able to do. You just have to pour this powder in water and then drink it before you need to go, and it just works like that. If I haven't mentioned this already, the hospital gives a peri bottle as well. Now, the one that they gave, I did use it while I was in the hospital, but I just left it there because I have the Frito one waiting for me at home, which everybody prefers because of the bent spout. Here, it makes it a lot easier to get underneath there to clean it out, the front or the back. Okay, so when I got home, in terms of cleansing, I used the peri bottle, and then a trick that I did, if you have a sink like mine and it takes like 5 minutes for the water to become hot, I just set aside a thermal bottle with hot water in it, and I used that and refilled it throughout the day. When I had time, I also sat down and did a sitz bath over the toilet, so I bought the sitz bath bowl as well as the salt. Got it off of Amazon. However, it was a little bit pricey, so I would just recommend to go to your local drugstore and get some Epsom salt there. At the time, I didn't want to go out too much because of COVID, which is why I just bought it off of Amazon so that it can be shipped to me. For the sitz bath, I would just fill it up with some warm water, sprinkle the salt in it, and just sit there for about 5 to 10 minutes. And I try to do that at least once a day, but 1 to 2 would be ideal. And so now, in terms of blood control, what I did was wear these always discreet underwear. Really comfortable. I highly recommend. The inside does have a pad lining for you. What I would do is take my maxi pad, and then I would stick it on the inside of the diaper, and I would wear that. So then this would be my underwear for the day. And then at night, I would just wear the diaper and then use the padding that was on the inside. That way I don't have to worry about it shifting in my sleep or anything. So I just preferred regular maxi pads. I know there's a lot of people that make those frozen padsicles, which I did do, but I just felt like there was just so much that happened down there. I was kind of scared to put product on it and have it get infected or something. It is good to have some on hand and try it out to see if you like it. How I made mine is I just put this aloe vera gel on it, and this is just from Walmart, the Equate brand. And then I just put organic coconut oil too, and left it in the freezer. Now, during the 3rd and 4th week after birth, I stopped wearing the diapers and went to the mesh underwear and putting a regular pad on top of it. And then of course, like the less you bleed, you just move down to like, I just moved down to this liner, and then once I just began spotting, just to this tiny one. As you know, you probably do that when you get your period anyway, so nothing new. So now I'm just gonna get into some of the Asian traditions that I did. All of these traditions are believed to restore the balance and nutrition back into your body and to prevent any future diseases and pains as well. My mom gave me an entire list of things that she would want me to do, but I just picked and choose which ones that I would be comfortable doing and disregarded the ones that I did not want to do. I'm sure once I explain them, you can probably tell which ones that it's like, no way, I'm not doing this at all. So the main thing is that after giving birth, they want the mother to go on a 30-day bed rest. However, I did not want to do that and be confined to my bed, so I would just walk around. I just felt a lot better moving around and getting the muscles active rather than letting them rest. I just felt a lot more tired and sluggish and not very happy staying in bed. The next one is no showering for the month, and to always be warm and wear warm clothing, and to not use any fans or AC to become cold. The reason for this is because they want to prevent any wind from entering your body and potentially getting you or the baby sick. And speaking of not letting wind enter the body, a thing that my mom recommended is when leaving the hospital to stick cotton balls in my ears so that the wind doesn't go through, because apparently she says it causes ear aches in the future. Because it's just like an easy cotton ball going into my ear, I just did it. And she also said when you are leaving the hospital to dress in warm clothing from head to toe. I just wore a maxi dress and a cardigan, which still wasn't good enough for her, but it was really hot that day. And this is the next tradition. So this is a huge wine bottle wrapped up in newspaper. The top piece here is a little bit shorter so that you can remove it and have a cork for the top, and what this is used for is to help flatten your belly after giving birth. So what you do is you boil hot water and you fill it, because you want this to be heavy. You just want to lay down and place it on top of your belly until it loses its heat. Now, I didn't mind doing this because it felt nice to have that warmth and weight on my belly. However, I did find it a little bit hard because when baby is crying and wants to feed, it's a constant getting up and down to satisfy her. So most of the time, my sister would fill this bottle up with hot water, and then I would put it on my belly for like a couple minutes and then leave it there, and then it just cools down, and she always got mad. If you don't have the wine bottle, I've also seen people boil like just a small little pot and place a towel over your belly and then the pot on top. The next thing is to have a lot of ginger. Ginger is key. Ginger in the broths that you eat and ginger tea. My sister would make me ginger tea religiously. So what you would do is get your hot water, put in the ginger, and then put rock sugar in as well. So by drinking this tea, it will help alleviate any colds, indigestion, nausea, cramps, etc. The next tradition is more like a detox steam, which was one of my favorites. For the steam, you would need a pot, hot water, lemon leaf, as well as lemongrass. And you just put that all in the pot and boil it. In order to steam, we put the pot on the ground on a little coaster, of course, and then sit right next to the pot, open the lid, and have a flat sheet over your head to trap in all of that hot air so that you can essentially create a little sauna for yourself. And you would just sit under there until the water becomes warm. Also bring little cloths with you to wipe off the sweat. And the reason why my mom told me to do this is because apparently it helps get rid of any potent body odors, but it could also help you detox, which improves your circulation, reduces your stress, burns calories, and open up your sinuses, and helps you have clear skin. And I briefly mentioned this before with the ginger. I would have a lot of broth, and they say when you have a lot of broth, it helps increase your milk supply. Most of the time, the broths that were prepared for me were a little bit more plain, except for this next one, which is a broth that is cooked with wine and black chicken. The black chicken helps to invigorate your blood, and it also provides higher iron, protein and vitamins than regular chicken. The reason why it cooks with wine is because it helps your blood circulation as well as warming up your body. But yeah, all of that is what I did during my postpartum recovery, and those are the Asian traditions that my mother recommended for me to do. I don't know if there's any more, but if there is, feel free to leave it down in the comments below. I would love to read and check it out. I hope this video helps you as well. To end off this video, I just want to say that if you are a first time mom and you're watching these to prepare, I just want to say you're going to do great and there's nothing to be afraid of. Your body was made to do this, and now for myself, looking back, it really wasn't that bad, and it just makes you stronger afterwards, so you got this. And if you stayed till the end, I do want to make a newborn essentials video, so if you are interested in that, feel free to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you're notified of any future videos. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!